Hello the internet and welcome. So today I'm going to be trying some new stuff. I recently took a trip to Walmart, land of inexpensive beauty, and I picked up some new things. First off, I picked up a few pieces of the Wet n Wild Zodiac Collection. So I did get the lip gloss, the pressed highlight, and the mini eyeshadow palette. I am really excited to try these out. They're very shimmery, shiny. I'm not used to doing a completely shimmery eye look, and that's essentially what we have here. But for the sake of trying it out, we'll give it a shot. In addition to the Wet n Wild Zodiac Collection, I also got some new blending sponges. So I did pick up a backup of the L'Oreal blender. This is the Infallible Blend Artist. I have one. I did a Chelsea uses a blending sponge for the first time video, the first time that I used it, and I have found that I very much enjoy it. So I went ahead and I got a backup. But I also decided to try out another type of blending sponge by a different brand because I am curious. So while I was at Walmart, I grabbed the Precision Beauty blending trio. So there are 3 sizes. You get this little tiny one for eyes, this one for detail, and then a larger one for just general complexion. I have already gone ahead and dampened this. It no longer fits in the little plastic container, and we'll see how well it blends. It is not quite as soft as the L'Oreal Blend Artist, but I don't know. Seems fun. It's endlessly amusing to me how squishy these are. So I've already gone ahead and I've primed my face. For whatever reason, even though I still have a skincare review to do, my face has just decided that it's done. It's done playing nice. It was nice for a while. I got a good couple months of just complete clear wonderfulness, and nothing has changed. Nothing major has changed, but yeah, the rest of my chin here, hormonal fun times. Moving on to something less depressing. Okay, so I'm going to take a couple pumps of foundation on the back of my hand, and I'm going to be bouncing that out with this new blending sponge. Okay, so that was 2 pumps of fairly full coverage foundation. Right off the bat, I can say it seems like this picks up a lot more product in terms of like absorption, but it doesn't hang on to it. I feel like I was able to evenly distribute those 2 pumps. And I don't know, I feel like the L'Oreal sponge maybe holds on to a little bit more of my foundation than this one does. However, this is not as soft. It is not as comfortable to do the little pouncing thing all over your face. So while I like the size, and I feel like, especially with this, the butt of this sponge, you get a lot more surface area, I'm not sure that I love it quite as much as the L'Oreal blending sponge. But you know what? Life is a series of trying new things, learning new things, doing new things. I don't know what this is. So I'm going to touch up coverage in just a couple of areas, and I will be right back to do concealer with the detailed sponge. Okay, so I went ahead and I took the last 2 of the trio, the detail sponge and the eye sponge, and I went ahead and got those damp as well. So you will see, definitely does not fit. I wouldn't say it's doubled in size, but I don't know. I would say maybe 50% bigger than it was before. And then This little guy right here is deceptive. This has just about doubled in size. I was thinking that this would be completely useless for just anything. No, this got twice as big as it was before, and it is actually rather soft. So I don't know, maybe I can use this for something with my eyes. Not entirely sure what though, but we'll get to that. So I'm going to do concealer next. With that, I'm going in with the Conceal and Define by Makeup Revolution. This is the shade C5. Similar to the Ulta Beauty Full Coverage Concealer, I feel like there just is not enough product in here, and I have already removed the plunger to get at the remaining fun. Okay, so here we go with this detail sponge. Okay, so same thing with this. I feel like it picks up a lot of product, but it doesn't hold on to it. It definitely redistributes it as I am working the sponge over my face. I remember that I complained about the L'Oreal sponge being too big to get, in and around the nose, in and around the eyes, and, just generally saying it would be nice to have something smaller to make that job easier. So on the one hand, having a slightly smaller sponge to work with definitely makes it easier to get around the creases of your nose, in the inner corner of your eye, your lids, all of that. It definitely takes longer having a smaller sponge, but I can see the value of this. However, I'm not entirely sure that I would use it on a regular basis. This one, compared to this one, I mean, they're roughly the same. This has a little more give, obviously, because there's less material to squish, but I don't know that it's necessarily easier to work with. It's just smaller, and that makes getting around those small areas just a little easier. So we have a base going on. I will step away for just a moment, do the rest of my face, and then we will come back to do eyes and highlighter and lips and the fun parts. The fun parts of the new Wet n Wild Zodiac Collection. So, hold that thought. I will look a lot more put together when I get back. Okay, and I'm back. I have brows and blush and bronzer, and I am ready to go on these new Wet n Wild products. So, I am a Libra, so everything that I picked up was either Libra or Air. That's just what we're doing today. Okay, so we have the Wet n Wild Highlighting Bar. It's pretty. It's not overly glowy in the pan. I do like that it has, you can really not see it, but it has all of the different symbols for the signs pressed in. And then we have the Air Eyeshadow palette. And like I said, they all appear to be shimmer shades. I will try and swatch these for you. We're going to start with eyes. Okay, so starting with that gold right there, going down, we have the 6 shades of the Air palette. It's kind of hard to see in the swatches very much differentiation, but there definitely is, in person, a clear difference between even the 2 lighter shades. The one thing that I don't appreciate about this is the same thing that most people don't appreciate. The fact that there is no division. It is, like all of these products, incredibly inexpensive as a singular product, and cheap things don't usually have as great a packaging, that sort of deal. But I don't know, there are so many inexpensive small eyeshadow palette pans that are divided. I kind of wish they would have done something more along those lines instead of having this like color wheel thing. But whatever, we're gonna play with it anyway. Like I said, swatches, shiny, moving on. So step one, taking the Milani eyeshadow primer. I'm going to use this to prime my lids. Since we are going to be working with shimmers, I'm going to go ahead and not set my eyeshadow primer with anything. We definitely want these shimmer shades to adhere and to pop and to be vibrant. So don't set your primer, don't set your concealer. Tacky is best. Okay, using the swatches as a guide, I think I am going to start with this gold right here, and I'm going to use that as kind of a transition color. Okay, so this is going to be fun. I'm barely touching it, and it is already, there's already a little bit of kick up there. Again, these are shimmery shades, so that kind of can be expected to an extent. They feel kind of more like baked eyeshadows than anything else, but it doesn't specifically list them as baked eyeshadows. So we'll see how this goes. So I'm going to use this and the crease, kind of a transition, and then we'll go on with something a little brighter for the lid, and I don't know, we'll figure it out. Okay, so I mean, you really can't see that matches my skin tone very well. That's fine. It's just a transition. I'm gonna go ahead and apologize now if the lighting or the shadowing behind me is a little bit weird. I just lost the sun. Because I just lost the sun. So I'm trying to compensate, and I don't know, I still haven't gotten the hang of that yet. Anywho, if the sun comes back, I'm sure the lighting will improve. Moving on. Alright, I'm going to be taking a denser crease brush, and I think that for the inner and outer corner, I would like to do something halo-y with this pink one that's right next to the gold. Okay, so the light improved ever so slightly, but you really can't see these shades, and that's not a lighting issue. I can't see them either. So, I mean, obviously they swatched. Like, you could tell there's eyeshadows on my arm, but when they're actually blended out, pigment's just not there. This is a shame. I'm gonna try reinforcing inner and outer corners with the dark brown. This is the darkest shade in the palette. So, maybe? This is some bullshit right here. I mean, I'm definitely picking up product. There's product on my brush. It's just not translating to my eye very well. And I'm winding up with fallout. Hooray. Okay, changing tactics. Going in with some Prime and Fine by Catrice. Wetting the brush. And then trying this again. Okay, that's better. Better. Okay. I feel like I've been at this forever, and I'm still not loving what I'm coming up with. Okay. I hate this. I hate this. I just tried using these eyeshadow shades, these right here, to create an eye look. And I quickly discovered that these have no pigmentation. None. None whatsoever. So even using a setting spray to wet my brush, like, it just wasn't happening. It was not happening. I just ended up looking shiny and, I mean, glowy. Like, I could use a swirl of this as a highlight probably, and just, it would look like a nice glow. This does not work as an eyeshadow palette. It says eyeshadow on the back. I'm not crazy. It says eyeshadow. It says eyeshadow, I swear. But it does not function. These, like this brown right here, it doesn't look like that if you try and put it on your eyes with a brush. So that leaves me with a couple of options. I can use my fingers, hope for the best, and, you know, maybe just try and blend out the edges. Or I can go for like the simplest eye look ever. I am gonna do both. I want to say step one, but really this is like the second time that I'm doing this, and if I have to do it a third, I might actually cry. Okay, lids are still tacky, not gonna set that. Want this stuff to stick as much as possible because it does not like to do that, and it wants to make me sad today. So the last time I did this, I used the gold and the brown, and it was not working. And the sun decided to disappear like it is now because screw me, I guess. Not my freaking week. I am not waiting for the sun to get its shit together again. I'm not doing that because that is a waste of my life. We are gonna go ahead and go in with bright and pretty colors, and we're gonna hope for the best because we're using our phalanges. I am going to be doing this kind of opal-y, purple, lavender, pink, orchid something duochrome, and I'm gonna put that on the outer corner and just really pack it on there. Hopefully when I edit this, you'll be able to see that and everything will be fine. I don't think I've ever used my fingers for an entire eye look, ever, so this is uncharted territory. All right, and then I'm gonna go in with this shade that's right next to it. It is kind of a pinky off-white, and that is gonna be the main lid color. So, once again, with fingers, you get this bright pop, but it doesn't really come across as shimmery necessarily. At least I don't think it does. But this does kind of strike me as more of a baked formula than a shimmer eyeshadow, if anything. Even packing this on with my fingers, there definitely is still some fallout. It's not as noticeable or as extreme with the lighter shades as it was with the brown. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with this pink up here and my pinky for the pink, and oh, my brain just went to a place. I think I need to sit in a like timeout corner or something until my brain decides to behave like an adult. Okay, I'm taking a clean blending brush and I'm just running that across the outer corner to diffuse the edges, because obviously applying with your finger does not leave a whole lot of room for blending. So let's fix that up a bit. Like I said, there's definitely some fallout, but it's not the end of the world. This look is kind of a disaster, so we're just gonna go with it. I'm going to dip back in to the palette one more time. I'm going to be using that stark white as a center lid shade. I'm just dotting that over the off-white pinky shade that's right next to it. Creating kind of a spotlight. And how do I want to blend this? Oh goody. I'm just going to very gently blend that so that it isn't such a harsh dot. Okay. Yeah, it's just a muddled mess of pastel glowy shades. This is the worst eyeshadow I've ever attempted to use. I can see maybe going in with matte shades from another palette, like a good palette, and then just using this as like a center or an inner corner highlight or something. But it is very clear that these are not meant to function together in any cohesive manner. It's very powdery. For shimmer, it's not necessarily very shimmery. It does have a slight sheen to it. It's kind of glowy the way that a baked eyeshadow formula would be, but yeah, not loving it. So we just got like this weird watercolor thing going on, which I mean, that works for some. Not gonna lie, it works for some. I'm just not the biggest fan. So that is where I'm gonna leave that. There isn't a whole lot of pigment to these, and they don't work with brushes. I mean, you can try, but it's not gonna end well. So let's do the highlight and the lips, and then I'll come back with my eyes finish, because I kind of want to get all this paint out of the way right now. Okay, so this is the highlight that I got. I am a Libra, air sign. Everything that I got is either Libra or air, just as a general rule. So this is the air highlighting bar, Megaglo Highlighting Bar. It's kind of impossible to see. I'm trying to like get an angle, but all of the signs are pressed into the top of the shadow. It has the same baked type formula, and rather than fight with a brush and make myself sad, I'm just going to dip in with my finger and see how this goes. What is happening? Somehow the highlighter would make a better eyeshadow than the eyeshadow. Something is wrong here. There's a disturbance in the force. Every day. If we're gonna do this, we're going all out. It's just gonna be a glowy monstrosity. Let's do this shit. Why doesn't the eyeshadow look like that? What is happening? Get it together, Wet n Wild, get it together. Okay, so the eyeshadow palette can go screw itself, but I am not hating on this highlighting bar. Again, these are relatively inexpensive products, so the packaging isn't awesome. There are obviously no mirrors, but on top of that, it is, you know, just really inexpensive plastic. The eyeshadow palette, due to the shape, closes really well. This, I feel like, is a little bit easy to open without meaning to. So that's probably gonna cause a problem at some point. But yeah. What are the odds of me actually using this stuff? I mean, really. Okay, last but not least, let's go in with the ColorCon lip gloss. So this is the Libra lip gloss. It is very pretty. It is very pretty. Let's just do a quick swatchity swatch on the back of my hand. Okay, so here's the look without the eyes done. I don't know. I feel kind of pasty, sort of dead. Don't know how to feel about that. But we will be right back with the eyes done. Okay, so here we are back with the finished look. It's amazing how much eyeliner and mascara can improve things. That being said, we still kind of have this muddled watercolor mess thing going on up here. And the fallout was intense. So whether or not it's blatantly obvious, and I'm gonna find out later when I go to edit this, there was just bad. It was bad, okay? Don't buy this or anything like it. Don't do it. Just don't do it. I'm like not even joking. I can't remember how much this cost. I will like throw up the price, but it is not worth that price. That price could be 90 cents and it would not be worth that price. Do not do this to yourself. That being said, the lip gloss is comfortable. It's not like overly sticky or tacky. It's not doing that stringy lip thing. It is definitely still on my lips, and it has been for a little while. And I think that the lip gloss would make a good topper. I know that there are a lot of different shades of the gloss, one for each sign, obviously. So if you see a shade that interests you, I feel like the formula is very comfortable and it would be worth trying out. And if you are interested in the highlighter, I had to kind of fix the fallout issue, and that took away some of the glow of the highlighter. But if you were into any of the highlighter shades that they have, this is not bad. This is definitely not bad. I'm not mad that I have this. I'm not mad that I have the gloss. This makes me angry. This makes me angry. I just want to throw it. Okay, so that was me playing with new stuff. The Zodiac Collection, I think it's a cute idea, but I feel like everyone's doing that now. Like everyone's doing the Zodiac Collection. I don't feel that the palette was worth it. If I would have picked up the entire collection, ooh buddy, would I be mad to have 4 of these. That's all I have to say. The only thing that I did not try out in this collection will be the loose highlighter, because I don't like them. I don't like them. So, I mean, if you've tried it and you like it, awesome. If you're looking for a review on it, find somebody else. But that concludes today's video. Once again, finished look, everything done. I don't know. You guys make me mad. Everything else is, it's okay. I hope that you have a wonderful day or night, depending on when you're watching this, and I hope to catch you in the next video. Peace.